So I got that kind of very honest feedback that I wasn't good enough to be a Nobel Prize-winning economist. Therefore, I joined government and, of course, stayed within my comfort zone. So my first piece of work for the Treasury as I joined was, and I'm sure you've all read it, recent developments in hypothesis testing in econometrics in order to help us build the macro model of the UK economy, which we developed from 1,000 equations to 3,000 equations. Rubbish, actually. It's a kind of model that really works when the economy is going smoothly, and as soon as it moves outside that zone, it doesn't work anymore. So it's brilliant for when it doesn't matter. But I stayed in my comfort zone, and I was happily going along being a very nerdy economist for which you require a jumper and shoulder pads and cords. That's the uniform we had. And then somebody spotted me and said, I want you to do this job in the States. And I went off and I was a diplomat in our embassy. And to me, that was kind of transformational. Now, the Treasury had not wanted me to do this because this meant going to the Foreign Office. It was not playing to my comparative advantage. I didn't know much about being a diplomat. But boy, do you learn. Living in another country, having to explain your country to Americans, having to travel around America, giving them the talk on what's happening in the British economy. And I've been immersed in this for ages. And you say, how long? 2 minutes. And basically after a minute, they're bored. Remember, it's America, and the UK is a long way away. And you learn your place in the world, and you learn to look back on the UK and the Treasury as seen by the US and the Foreign Office, which is very different, of course. So that was good, getting outside the comfort zone, and that was a big learning experience for me. While I'm there, Nigel Lawson comes over, and he grabs me, his Chancellor. He says, come back, I want you to work with me. And I eventually become his press secretary. I have no experience of the press. I'm an academic economist. But as you'd imagine, you know, you're versatile. This is going to be a great success. So 6 weeks later, Nigel Lawson resigns. Right? That was how good a success it was. He'd fallen out with Maggie. Not great. But one of the things I learned during that period was you can take on these new endeavors. You can learn to do things. And a lot of civil servants have gone on to be press secretaries. A chap called